So let's begin on this very important topic of sleep being the pillar of health and immunity. Very often we neglect sleep. We think that's a least priority item in our day. So we have a very erratic sleep pattern as well. We sleep at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, sometimes 3 o'clock in the early morning. And I also see that this is a pattern amongst corporate employees, also students, and women who have a lot of work at home. And as a mental health professional and a psychologist and a biologist, it's my responsibility to let you know how important sleep is. So this is an educational video, and I would request 15 minutes of your time to understand the value of sleep and its relevance to our mental and physical health. Let's take a quick quiz. Keep a sheet of paper and pen with you and answer these questions immediately. How long do you sleep? Is it 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9 hours? Write a number next in the sheet of paper. Do you know about quality of sleep? If yes, tell an yes. If you do not, say a no. And do you know about sleep cycle? Yes or no? Do you know about sleep hygiene? And do you think sleep and immunity are related? Hope you have answered all of these questions. And it's my responsibility to take you through the beautiful science of sleep. Let me now tell you something which you already know and you have experienced in your life. From in various stages of our life, from our birth to death, we sleep differently. When we are newborns, that is between 0 to 3 months, we sleep for around 14 to 17 hours. While during the infant stage, we sleep a couple of hours lesser. So we sleep between 12 to 15 hours. You must have noticed this even in your families when you have either newborns or infants and toddlers, active young little kids moving around. These toddlers sleep between 11 to 14 hours. So half the day, more or less, they're asleep, and that's also the stage when they're growing. If you've also noticed that children grow fast when they sleep well. Preschoolers, that is between 3 and 5 years, they sleep for 10 to 13 hours a day. School, when they are in their first standard, up to about 13 years, they sleep between 9 and 11 hours, or that's the ideal time that they need to sleep. Teenagers require 8 to 10 hours of sleep. And after the teenage passes, when we are young adults, between 18 to 25 years, and adults, 26 to 64 years. 64 is the new adult age. So, we sleep between 7 to 9 hours. A healthy sleep timing is between 7 to 9 hours. And after 65, when we reach old age, 7 to 8 hours of sleep is what is recommended. By whom? Not me. Recommended by experts, National Sleep Foundation and American Academy of Sleep Medicine. So, this is your recommended daily sleep. And why is it important? How sleep is connected? I'll go to it a little later. But first, let me answer the first question. Do you know there's something called a sleep cycle? This is a very interesting part. We just do not close our eyes and open our eyes after 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 hours. We sleep in something called as sleep cycles. These sleep cycles last for a duration of 90 minutes. Okay. So if you sleep for 8 hours, you are going through around 6 sleep cycles of 90 minutes duration. And in each sleep cycle, there are 4 stages. So first, before we get into the 4 stages, let us understand that in each sleep cycle, we go through non-REM and REM phases. REM means rapid eye movement. So the non-REM stages, that is non-rapid eye movement stage, is of 3 parts. Non-REM stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. And then we get into REM, that is rapid eye movement. After 90 minutes, we again come back to non-REM stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, REM. After 90 minutes, again we come back. So this way, we sleep in sleep cycles. And what happens during each of these stages? The first stage, that is non-REM stage 1, you are in very light sleep, your muscles are relaxing, and your brain waves are like slowing down. Stage 2, your heart is working now, it slows down, your memory is consolidated, and your body temperature also drops. So 45 to 55% of your total sleep is the non-REM stage 2. And the rest of the sleep is very restorative, very important stage of sleep, and that's called as a non-REM stage 3. It's a restorative sleep. This rebuilds your body. This is a reset time. This helps you in physical recovery, injuries that have happened in the day, that is recovered or repaired, tissue repair, immune system is reboosted. So all of that happens during the deep restorative sleep. And then the REM sleep, that is a rapid eye movement sleep. This is also the time when you dream, when the tough memories of your life are now brought down in its intensity. There is emotional processing, and this is very important for your mental health and creativity. So every 90-minute cycle has this much of activity happening. And so now I will enter the next question of how sleep impacts our health. First thing, sleep. It is during sleep that we regulate our emotions, our traumatic experiences, our intense emotions, all of them are reduced in their intensity during dreams. And if you do not sleep well, our region of your brain called as amygdala is not rested. And so you always are in a state of fight or flight, and you have a heightened anxiety and irritability the following day. That's why sleeping impacts our emotional health directly. Second thing is about your thinking abilities, cognitive function. Memory consolidates during sleep. One night of poor sleep will land you in attention issues, will may put you into a difficulty in decision making. Your reaction and response time slows down by over 30%. And that's why sleeping is very important for you not even to get into memory issues later in life. The third thing that is directly impacted by sleep is your heart health. If you do not sleep well, your blood pressure is not controlled, or it goes a little haywire. And it also, good sleep helps you in reducing inflammation. Inflammation is body's repair mechanism, but constant inflammation will lead to very serious health issues. So, if you do not sleep well, you run the risk of heart attacks and strokes. So, sleep well and your heart will thank you. Next important region is your stomach. You must also have noticed when you are sleep deprived, you have an irritated abdominal region, acid reflux, so on and so forth. And then another very important thing is, if you do not sleep well, you will naturally become obese, because there is an imbalance in these two hunger hormones, that is leptin and ghrelin, which regulate your hunger and satiety. That is, you're feeling full. So, if you do not sleep well, you will naturally eat more on the following day. You will become obese, and you also run the risk of getting diabetes. And the next question, does sleep directly impact our immune system? Yes, it does. There are two important components of our immune system, cytokines and T cells, which will help in fighting infection. If you do not sleep well, these are impaired, and so fighting infections become difficult. You always catch cold, fever, and things like that. And there are scientific studies which say that inadequate sleep will bring down vaccine efficiency by 50%. Let's take another little quiz at this stage. Do you know sleep needs a proper environment? Yes or no? Do you know of any sleep disruptors? Do you know the difference between stress and anxiety? Do you know any stress management techniques for restful sleep? And does your food impact sleep? Hope you have your answers now. How's your sleeping area? Is it very cluttered or is it clean? I'll tell you why this is important, because your environment decides your circadian rhythm. A very bright environment will confuse your body's biological clock. And today, all of us have mobiles, which is already confusing our biological clock. However, circadian rhythm is your internal body clock. This is genetically determined, and that also makes some of us early risers, night owls, so on and so forth. There's also a psychometric test to determine what kind of sleep, what kind of circadian rhythm you have, and that's called as a chronotype study. However, when it is night, there is a hormone that is produced in our body called as melatonin, and that will induce sleep. In the mornings, there's a hormone called cortisol, also called as a wakefulness hormone, and that makes us awake. If we disturb our internal biological clock by being very irregular with our sleep, we land up with obesity, diabetes, depression, anxiety, other health, mental health disorders, and cardiovascular health is severely compromised. So do not take your sleep lightly, I would say. Now, about the food, food definitely plays a very important role for better sleep. I also got to know very late in life. However, coffee, alcohol, high sugar drinks are a big no, because all of these are sleep disruptors. So also spicy food before sleep is a very big sleep disruptor, because it causes acid reflux and other related health issues, which will not allow you to get into the non-REM stage 3 and REM stage of sleep. While food that will help you sleep well are proteins and fruits, plus green vegetables, and banana is a very good source of sleep, plus almonds, walnuts, and dry fruits. These are all good nutrients for a good night's sleep. Now, coming to the common sleep disruptors, your mobile phone is a very bad sleep disruptor because of the blue light exposure that suppresses melatonin, and so you don't get deep sleep. Caffeine and alcohol also blocks your sleep signals. You don't get into deep sleep again because of this. Though you have the illusion of having knocked out, you're knocked off, but you don't actually get into the deep sleep phase, and that would not keep you rejuvenated for the next day. And having an erratic sleep schedule, you sleep at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, you have no sleep schedule at all. That's going to cause a lot of health issues later. Plus, if you are diagnosed with something called as, mental health issues like anxiety or depression, even then you will have sleep issues. What are the methods in which you are going to manage your stress for a restful sleep? One is a breathing technique. You breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 7 counts, exhale for 8 counts. This will regulate your parasympathetic nervous system, and that's a very important technique for good sleep. So, you can do it just before sleeping and when you wake up in the morning. This is a very good technique for restful sleep. Second technique is meditation and mindfulness. At least 5 minutes in the morning, be silent, breathe in and breathe out with very soft and sober music around. That will actually help you in being mindful, awake. Also, will bring down the stress levels considerably, which in turn will help you sleep well. And if you are really worried about something, have a time called as worry journaling. At that time, you write down whatever is a worry in your mind, and then you come out of it and then focus on what is important. So these are some of the techniques for restful sleep. I'll quickly wind up now. It's about sleep hygiene. 5 steps that you'll have to follow for good sleep, first have a consistent schedule. You sleep at the same time, get up at the same time, even on weekends. Second, keep your environment clean, keep it dark, quiet, cool, so that coming to the bedroom means that you're going to sleep and you're going to restore your entire body, you're going to reset, you're going to rejuvenate. So do not neglect it. Third, have a wind down routine, that is night after 1 hour before your sleep. Please do not use your phone, no reels, no YouTube shorts and all of that. Instead, read something important, or do some hobby, breathe, do some mild exercises, take a good bath. All of this will have even good evening routines will help you sleep well. That's another habit that you should build. When you get up in the morning, 10 to 15 minutes, expose yourself to sunlight and limit your daytime naps to maximum of 20 minutes. Do not sleep beyond half an hour, because that would again disrupt your entire circadian rhythm and the sleep cycles. So, if you sleep well, your body will actually thank you. It will remain healthy, both mentally and physically. So, the foundation of good health is a good night's sleep. Start with one little habit that you have heard till now and build from there. Your body and mind will thank you.